Years ago. It's nice to have you with us. You dated back in 2006, I guess, a little more than 5 years ago. Tell me a little bit about what you first thought when you heard that he was the suspect in this manhunt.
Well, I think anytime you hear something of this nature and this extreme, it's a shock. And I mean, I was just as much in shock probably as the next person, and it's just like it threw me for a loop. But
did you think, I'm shocked, but I expected it, or was it, I'm shocked he could never have done something like this?
I'm shocked I sort of expected it. I can't honestly tell you that I would say, oh, this would never happen. I mean, when you see signs of someone's behavior in the manner that sort of like stress-induced type, behavior also, I think coupled with maybe how their personality already is, I think it makes it easier to understand why something like this could possibly happen.
What kind of signs were you seeing that would lead you later to not think it was such a stunning development?
Well, I think just a lot of on-the-job stress, and I think maybe his beliefs and his values about how cops should behave, and just hearing a little bit at that time about how he was a little bit stressed out at work.
Did he talk to you specifically about it? Did he say there's this incident or this is happening at work, or what did he tell you? What was stressing him out?
Just where he was assigned to, the Harbor Division, and the LAPD is a very tough beat to be assigned to. There's a lot of crime there, a lot of drugs and gang activity and whatnot. And I think with him sort of being a rookie still at that point, it was a lot for him to take in and really, deal with.
What was he like when you were dating? I mean, obviously he describes in the manifesto how proficient he is, and we've seen video with weapons. Were those in your life a lot?
Well, so, I mean, it's known fact at this point. I mean, he would come over to my house, and, sometimes there'd be firearms, laying around. And I just attributed that to him being a peace officer and protecting himself. And at that time, just
when you say laying around, what do you mean?
Like, okay, so there would just be like a firearm in the kitchen. There'd be one by the bed. I guess maybe just for easier access in case something happened.
Because you lived in a tough neighborhood?
No, and that's what was very interesting about it, is that I lived in a very secured building at that time. A lot of security, a lot of cameras. So kind of didn't understand that part of it.
You eventually would break up, and I think you're the one who put him on don'tdatehim.girl.com, right?
Yes, that's true, even though I signed...
That's a website I should tell people, right? For
right.
Once you date someone, you want to warn other women about them, you put them up there. What was your issue that you thought other women should be warned against dating him?
Just in general, the fluctuation of his behavior, the swinging from the highs to the lows, the extreme nature of his personality, and that there was never just any of that sort of even-keeled nature about him.
Were you afraid of him?
Not really so much afraid, just sort of like, I don't need to be around this person. Something's just weird, something's just not right. It just didn't sit right with me.
Were you afraid while the manhunt was underway?
Oh, yes.
You were. You thought you might be a target.
Yes, I did, and I spoke out about it while he was at large and while the whole incident was unfolding on television, and it's very scary. And I made a decision to speak out because if anything had happened to me, I'd want my family to at least have an idea about maybe who it was. And sort of for me, staying silent would have been, for me, in my mind, would have been, okay, well, maybe we would have never known what happened to me, but at the end of the day, I wasn't in the manifesto. I wasn't, singled out or named in it. So, I mean, it was still scary, though.
Why do you think? I mean, the big question, I think, for many people is why? What was the manifesto? Is this thick document with sort of every grievance from childhood through his career ending? Why did he? What happened?
Like I said, I think when you have a profession where you worked your whole life to really obtain, something in that level of success. And I think when you go into that environment where everyone else is not maybe lined up with the way you believe and the way you think, after time, the stress could probably wear on you. I don't think it's in any way justifiable someone going out and killing anyone because they're stressed out at work. There are ways and outlets of releasing stress. And Chris, unfortunately, was one of those people. He bottled up a lot of his emotions, and he wasn't very good at expressing himself.
You didn't have close friends? Like, you didn't talk to his mom or his...
I believe that he did have a good relationship with his mother and with some of his close friends, but even, I think, in the manifesto, he lists how he just sort of alienated himself from everyone towards the end. And
did he think he was better than everyone else? Because that manifesto is so narcissistic, isn't it?
Completely. I mean, everything is, I was always the best, and somehow I was done wrong.
Yeah, I mentioned that yesterday, and that one time, I think maybe, and it was just sort of as a light note to kind of, I kind of have to laugh about something and all this, or else I, kind of, make you a little crazy in your mind. But he would do like little raps or say like, I'm Chris, I'm the man, or something like that. Just in joking, in passing, we'd be talking, or he'd be referring to something about, in the military that he did an exercise or that he, accomplished something. And it's like he was very much, proud, overly proud of things that, he was doing or he had done in the past.